Well, thanks. It's great to be here. We are, on behalf of the Stanford football team, along with our players, we're excited to be here to kick off the 2025 season here at this ACC kickoff in Charlotte. We're extremely proud to represent Stanford University, the excellent tradition both academically and athletically. Proud to have been playing football at Stanford for about 130 years. A lot of great history of winning tradition of coaches, players, some 282 players being drafted into the NFL. But now we're here for the 2025 season and really looking forward to that. We really believe coming into this 2025 season that under new GM Andrew Luck, that the Stanford football program is about to enter a new era of football, and that and you're going to see a new brand of football under his vision and leadership. And I'm really excited to be a part of that for the unique opportunity that I have to be the interim head coach for the 2025 season. And I think after having been there for 3 months, the reason that I'm most excited, besides working with Andrew, is getting to know guys like these 4 guys sitting right up here, and along with many of their other teammates, especially the kind of more veteran, older guys who are really going to be the foundation to turn this program around as we enter this new era. We could not be more excited for the year ahead. I mean, it's a unique year. We got a lot of change. Change with me coming in as an interim head coach, 17 transfers, more than ever in Stanford history. But it really all starts with player leadership, you know, with Sam Roush, Colin Wright, Teva Tafidi, and Simi Pale as well. These guys are true leaders along, like I said, with the other guys. And we're excited to compete here in the ACC. We look forward to competing against many worthy opponents this 2025 season in our quest to be ACC champions this year. So I'll open it up to questions from there.
Coach, your first question will be front row directly to your left.
Dan Tortora, wakeupcalldt.com. Coach, like you said, being the interim coach for this season and working with Andrew Luck, for you, what are the foundational pillars for a successful program that you're going to live by throughout the season? And why was it right for you at this point in your career to take on this opportunity at Stanford?
You know, life is full of many journeys and experiences, and I think that's what we're all looking for, to learn and grow all the time. And, you know, I just feel like after many years in the NFL playing and coaching, when Andrew called and said, would you help us out this year? You know, first I was a little bit hesitant, but then when I came out and I just realized, listen, I've experienced a lot of things in my life in the football world, but I get an opportunity to coach Stanford? I mean, this is a unique place. And I've been there for 3 months, and I've drank the Kool-Aid, and it is different. It is different, and in the best of ways. And the culture there is different. The people, it's really a unique place. But really where, for me, it was about the experience of coaching the student athlete, the Stanford student athlete, you know, guys like that are sitting right over here to my left, that I knew would make me better, make me a better coach, a better person. But the other reason I said yes to Andrew is like, I know I got something to offer. I got something to offer to help Andrew. I got something to offer to help these guys. And so as we come in to kind of kick this new era of football off, you know, we kind of started with, we put up our, you know, here's the standards that we're gonna live by and that we're gonna play by. And we got to all commit to these, and we're gonna put our brand of football out there, and we'll let people see what that's gonna be, and we'll let our talk on the field show what it's going to be. But I'm extremely optimistic about the progress that we're going to make in the 2025 season.
Coach, right side, fifth row, hard to the right.
Hey, Coach. Thomas Christopher from the League Winners here. As an interim coach, how are you balancing short-term goals like winning with planting seeds for Stanford's long-term success?
Yeah, that's a great question, and I think those two can go together, right? I think they always do go together. You know, we do have goals for this season, and they're clear to each one of us what those goals are. But we also understand the way you plant seeds for long-term success is get the process right and get the people right. And like I said, we have the right people. And starting with these guys and some transfers we got in, the rest of the team that was there, and now it becomes a question of us together, players and coaches, committing to a process that can be the foundation for long-term success. you know, you got to create a championship culture before you can really win the championships. And so sometimes the results, you see the results right away, and sometimes they lag. And there's no givens, there's no absolutes in this world as far as, you know, you can't be promised that you're going to see those right away. But what makes me feel like we're going to see the results this year is because of the right kind of people who have laid the foundation, how hard these players have worked this offseason. I've seen that, I've watched it, I've seen the progress we've made in the weight room in every way possible off the football field, and then as far as putting in new schemes and preparing for the season in that way in the short time we've had, I've just seen an incredible amount of progress and excited to start competing against some other people.
Coach, to your left, third row, all the way to the left.
Katrina Sacken, Sports and Culture Media. Coach, how are you?
I'm doing great.
Good. Oh, sorry. You mentioned a new era. What does that look like for you as far as Stanford football is concerned, and the connection between you and Andrew Luck? What does that look like for you guys this season?
You know, we have a very similar philosophy and belief. You know, when Andrew and I were together in 2018, I think we had an incredible season together, and we both resonate with, you know, it starts with the process. And these guys will joke and hear you say, and hear about me saying and Andrew saying, hey, it's all about getting 1% better every day, going 1-0 every day. That's the way you build success. It's a commitment to that. It's a combination of confidence and humility. That's what I saw in Andrew Luck that was so special, like this extreme confidence, but also this great humility. That's embarrassing. To know that you can get better every day. You know, to know that you can get better every day, and that's going to be our approach. You know, we're gonna make a lot of progress, and because we're going to put in the right systems, and we got the right people, and we're just going to work hard at getting better all the time.
Coach, right side, literally first question, then the one right behind him, first and second.
Coach Jack Lowe, Cavalier Connection. When you look at some coaching changes around the country in the last few years, you look at last year, Kurt Signetti from JMU to Indiana had one of the most crazy turnarounds for Indiana of all time. Just what does it take to try and have a turnaround like that in a year one for you?
Player leadership. You know, I mean, I think as coaches, you can come in and provide some structure. You can provide some new schemes that can bring a little bit of life and hope to the program. And I think that's really what Andrew and I have been trying to do, you know, is just provide a framework and a culture that can give our team hope. But I think our team knows that this is a player's game, and it's on them to make the plays on the field. So and I think that's how it's done, and I think that's what we'll see this year.
Stay on that side. Truly, the gentleman right behind him.
Hey, Coach Reich, Graham Dietz, Boston College Eagles on Sports Illustrated. You know, personally, I see a few similarities between the two programs, Boston College and Stanford, being, you know, great academic institutions, and then having head coaches with NFL experience. Just tell me, how do you kind of harness the academic side of the program while also keeping, you know, the football strong? I know that's something that Bill O'Brien has harped on consistently.
There's no question, and right, I mean, how you do anything is how you do everything, and everything matters. Better man makes a better player. You know, you can only compartmentalize your life so far, and you know, for those who try to say, hey, football is a separate deal, you know, and I have a different approach, it just is short-lived. But you find the players you find the people and the players and the coaches who understand that it's just, there's a certain way of doing things, and whether that's in the academic world or in the athletic realm or at home as a father or husband or brother, whatever the case may be. There are certain principles and standards that you live by in life that help us to win and create a winning culture and really create an opportunity to elevate your own game and elevate other people around you. So that's really what we're trying to do. You know, just build that kind of a mentality, and so excited to get to work doing that.
Coach, left side, gentleman in the white shirt, about the seventh row back in the middle.
Good afternoon, Coach. Colby Dant, College Football Experience. I was wondering, you've been in the NFL since 1985. What were some of the challenges and differences with coming back down to the college level? It's been so long since you've been here, so yeah.
Yeah, great question. Football's football, so on a schematic level, there were no challenges. You know, and obviously at Stanford, you know, we got high quality student athletes who are very physically talented, but also mentally can grasp the things, you know, in the pro style schemes that we're gonna run. But I think the biggest challenge is the amount of time that you get with the athlete. You know, where in the NFL, you're with these guys all day, every day, and you can stay as long as you want. And you know, in college, there's just a different deal. So you have to really pick and choose, you know, what you want to do and how much you want to put in and how far you can go with certain things. And then it's incumbent upon the players to really take ownership of that. And you know, good news for us, we got the right kind of players to do that. But I think that is the biggest challenge, just the time spent. Because, you know, to be able to sit and talk football 24/7, you know, you put yourself in that environment, you're just going to get better. And so in college, you have to count on the players doing that for themselves and doing that amongst each other. And I believe we got that kind of leadership.
Coach right side, gentleman in the white hat towards the back.
Hello, Coach. Bruce Marshall, Sports Byline and Armed Forces Radio. Quick question about Stanford. I think more than any program I can think of over the past decades, offensively at least, when Stanford has been rolling, it's really had a distinct identity. Back to Coach Ralston, when he had Plunkett and Bunce and could throw the ball. Coach Christensen did the same thing. Coach Walsh, same thing, very progressive. And then Dennis Green's teams were very physical. Coach Harbaugh's teams, David Shaw's teams, again, that pounding run game, even though Andrew Luck spanned both of them. But there was always a real identity. I think Stanford lost that the last few years. What do you see the identity, at least offensively, that you're trying to reestablish on the farm?
Yeah, no, I'm glad you asked that question, and it is the question of the most important question, not only offensively, but really as a defense. And I've talked a lot about this with the coaches, you know, and want to make sure that we as a coaching staff, you know what the answer to that question is, which we do. However, you know, being a quote-unquote new coaching staff, since I'm new, and there's some question is, well, what's Stanford going to do on offense? You know, are they going to go back and do what Andrew and Frank did and, you know, back with the Colts, or is it going to be when Frank was with the Eagles, or, you know, where? You know, where's it coming? But I was so late, so I got the same coaches from last year. So there's still a little bit of history to what we're going to do on offense, and honestly, I just want to keep it that way. You know what I mean? Because at least for the first few games of the season, you know, that's a mystery. The truth is we're going to be a hybrid of a bunch of different things, and or at least that's what we want everybody to think. And so, and let people figure it out as we go. And so don't really want to provide too much information there. But you did hit on one keynote that I am willing to talk about, and that is physicality. Because I don't care if you're throwing it or running it, you can't win if you're not physical. And if you don't play with great effort and great intensity. And so, you know, that has to be part of the identity, okay? And then how the rest of it plays out, you'll see as it unfolds. But if it's not physical, then we haven't really achieved what we were shooting for.